really big one that's developed in the past few years is a website and a massive company, as a lot of you might have heard in the news recently, Alibaba and AliExpress. So what they have done is allow you to go straight to manufacturers in China and connect you to buying and sourcing your own parts. And you can literally source anything. AliExpress is more of like a little bit more like an Amazon. It's more turnkey things. People that might already have products that they sell that are just ready to buy. But the bigger website that's really been big is Alibaba, and you can actually go here and have conversations with manufacturers, and you can buy parts, you can ask questions, you can talk straight to a factory. So this has been a website that I spend a lot of time on and is a very valuable resource to my company, and it's been a very valuable resource to even Salt. Because there's a lot of you've seen, can I grab that LED strip that's hiding back behind you? Like, these are what we were using in the set this morning. I just bought these about 6 weeks ago, straight from China. And these strips are about $40 a strip. And so these things are basically dirt cheap. And this is what is really great, is you can go straight to a manufacturer and say, I need something like this. Do you have anything like this? And you can figure it out and buy it, and you can get custom modifications. Like I had these, the Fusion on it set to a certain type that I wanted, and they made it happen. And so what you can do is have these conversations. But the thing is, when you get started in this, it's kind of a very scary world. It took me a while because it seems really sketchy. You know, where's my money going? What's going on? Is this legit? Probably not. So this is kind of how I've made sense of it. Is the first thing I have to tell you is sourcing parts from Alibaba is not hard. You just have to really, really do your homework. And I mean really do your homework. In buying these, I probably have no less than 150 emails in the past 2 months of me asking every question, picture possible about what this thing is before I saw it. So you really gotta spend some time doing your homework, but it is possible to get anything. The biggest thing right now, talking a little bit more, is LED. LED is huge. It's getting so cheap and so easy to get. And there's so many different kinds, like these reusable strips, which are awesome. But you really have to do your homework. And like I said, you gotta ask questions. You have to ask, what is it? What is it made of? I wanna see pictures of it. What is it like? How bright are the LEDs? How many LEDs? What type of connectors does it use? What kind of power does it run? Things that seem kind of common sense to us. You know, power, what kind of power does it use? Well, it plugs into the wall. But you have to do more homework. Does it run on 208 power versus 110 that we use here? And you know, with asking questions, all I can say is ask more questions. You know, you can never ask enough, and that is very true. Like I said, I had very many questions trying to figure out this diffusion on the front that I wanted. We went back and forth for a long time, and I actually would ask them questions. Can you show me that sample of material with a light behind it? Can you show me that material with this strip on in a picture? And different things like that. And then the last thing you have to do, which takes due diligence, is you have to buy samples. All of these manufacturers, everyone I've ever bought anything from, will sell you samples because they want you to buy a larger quantity in the long run. But what you have to do is buy it, get it, see it. And so these, probably back in about August, I bought 4 of them and one of these controllers that go with it. And like I said, I bought these just straight through Alibaba, working with a company. It was kind of an obscure product, and they were trying to sell them to nightclubs, is what they were really kind of advertising, and they didn't really know what it was. And I said, this is awesome. And so I just started talking to them, and basically I ordered, like I said, this one box, and I ordered 4 strips just to set up a test, see what it's like. And once it actually arrived and it was a real product, that's when you go back, and then, you know, once that happened, I made some tweaks. I said, well, I don't really like how this works. I didn't really like how there were some things about these mounting brackets I had questions about and concerns about, and I went back and asked more questions about that, and things happened. And in the end, I ended up we bought about 100 of these in all. But it's really awesome. So it's not something to be kind of afraid of. It took me a long time to jump in and say, okay, this is awesome. But since then, I have been buying, like with our company, we've bought tons of LED technology. I actually bought, they just got to my home this week, the Mac Aura lighting fixtures we're using in the main room, like all those LED washes. A Mac Aura sells for like $2 or $3 grand. I just bought a Chinese version of that for $225. So whether it works or not, it was cheap. So I got a deal. So, but there's things like that. Like I bought a sample fixture just to see, is this legitimate? Does it work? Could we use more of these? Could Salt benefit from these in the future? It's just something you really got to do homework on. There's some things in Alibaba when you do your homework and you kind of read some about it. There's things like they have verified suppliers. I only buy from verified suppliers because there are people that basically have insurance on them. So if something happens, the parts are insured, things like that. And then I always only buy from companies that let me pay on credit cards just for the sheer safety of it and things like that, because I don't want them going into my bank account, things like that. But it's a huge resource and you can find some really great things on it like this. And I think LED right now is probably one of the biggest, hottest things coming out of there. These, I just started searching for LED strip. That's all I started searching for. And over a couple months of searching, came to finding these and love them. So yeah, so that's kind of some of the main different things.